Hello. It's your boy Ambazador again. And as I said it, man, once we start going into the cartels, we're not leaving the cartels till we're done in the cartels, man. So now we're in Khali Cartel 3. I mean, like, once I saw, like, Khali Cartel 2 really motivated me to, like, follow up a little bit more on the cartel story. And then I stumbled on the Khali Cartel 3. In Khali Cartel 3, it was like, and it was much more longer, so I felt like it's going to be crazy. Like, if Khali Cartel 2 was this bad, what will Khali Cartel 3 be? We had Bey T, we had Breeder LW, we had Silverstone Barz, we had Reckless, we had Chiwawa. Khali Cartel 3, the setting was a little bit more like a courtroom. I think we've seen that before. I think there was R. Kelly, Jay-Z, and then was it Jay-Z and some other person recently. That was this is a rapper, yeah. But we've seen this whole courtroom scenario a couple of times where you're either trying to plead your case or to present your case, and then usually it's like the audience represents the masses, the jury in court represents those authorities who are judging you, and then we have the judge, the final person there. Yeah, so it's that whole thing of you want to pass a message to the general public, but you're using that audience like the general public and the jury included. Yeah, so he used the whole courtroom scenario. This time we had Khaligraph Jones. He was the lawyer, and I can see him being the lawyer. The lawyer is usually like the person who is pleading the case of the, so he's pleading the case of the rappers. And I think in one of his lines he felt like these rappers are he's not just rapping with them, they're really his homies like that. So he was presenting his case and pleading the case to the rappers. Yeah. So and at each time in between each of the verses, Khaligraph Jones would jump in to, like, either once the rapper ends whatever they're saying, he's going to like build more on it, expatiate a little bit further, and then put some praises on them, and then now praise the next rapper, and then introduce the next rapper to the judge or to the audience or to the crowd as a whole. I feel like this is a good strategy. Khaligraph just uses his shine to introduce all the other rappers in Kenya to all his audience and his fans. And we know technically for me is the Kenyan rapper is cutting across Africa the most. He's trying to introduce all the rappers to the audience. And as I said, in those Champion League games, when you're opportune to be among the greats, like what Ronaldo did against Manchester United, you have to give it your all. You have to kill it. That's how you get your next big contract. Yeah, that's how you move to the next stage. Immediately he killed Manchester United, they had to buy him. You do that all the time in Champions League. Some of those players are players who call them Champion League players. During the season they're just there, yeah, but once it comes to Champion League they kill it massively. And the next things I always say, like, when you're next to the greats, you have to make sure either you are greater than them or you're on the same level. You don't let you, because they are shining already, so once you let them shine, outshine you in the song, then they instead cloud you, you don't get seen. I always tell people, like, if Rodman or Scottie Pippen didn't play next to Jordan, they wouldn't be as known as they are now. Maybe they might have been more successful, made more money, but maybe not as famous. But just because they held their own next to Jordan, then they are known. The other guys in that team, I can't even recall their name. If not for the fact that Steve Kerr came and coached the Washington Wizards, I wouldn't have known that he was on that team. He played a strategic role, but the shine of Jordan was crazy. So everybody talks Jordan. If not that, Rodman and Pippen also had serious game, and they mashed up at their own level to Jordan's shine in their own things they did. I mean, like, defensively and rebound wise, Jordan could not come close to Rodman. So that was Rodman. He was a maniac at that. Scottie Pippen had his crazy penetrations, and his defense too was crazy. Now, what the story I'm trying to go with is, when you are next to the man who is like the strongest or who has the most limelight, you have to make sure that your own shine is also intensive. If not, his shine will overcloud you and you don't get seen. So message to all the rappers out there. So for this one, the opening rapper was Bey T. I like her intro where they asked her to do like the oath thing, swearing the oath or taking the oath, and then they were like, so do you swear to tell the truth? She said, I'm the truth. And we know that line, when somebody says I'm the truth, it also means like they're coming with it. Yeah. And then she had that kind of immediately, like, usually you ask me like, why am I calling by American rappers, but we all know, like, when it comes to rap, now we're trying to push African rap up. But for those who have been following rap like for the last 20-30 years, you know more about American rappers than African rappers. So once I hear a voice in mind, first some American rapper pops up, then some style of flow pops up, but I can't help but think of some. So when I first heard this flow, first thing that came to mind was like Frida Dash. If you know, like Frida Dash, there was this girl from Empire who was doing some crazy rap in Empire. And then it also brought to me like Megan Thee Stallion. She had that kind of new school, very melodious, almost sound like you are singing kind of female rapper vibes. So you just brought me like Megan Thee Stallion, like almost like it's very melodious, yeah. That was the flow she gave to me, and she jumped 1 or 2 bars there. Then we had Breeder LW. As I said, I think I've said it before in some of those other raps, and the same thing I say for Sarkodie, the same thing I say for some of these Kenyan rappers. It's good when you can rap in your dialect, but it's a strength, but it's a weakness too. One, if you're that good, people get attention, but even if you're saying trash in your lyrics, they can't appreciate the trash, so they cannot condemn you for that, so they'll just enjoy the flow. If the flow is that good, then you'll be known. But now, if your strength is in the poetic things you put in your flow, then it gets watered down because the limited audience that can appreciate that. And for all the Kenyans out there, if you understand what this rapper is saying and you feel like he's doing some major bars, you can as well translate it for us to be able to appreciate it. That's still the one Africa we're trying to push out there. So if you understand what he says and you could translate some of those bars for any of the Khali Cartel serious things we have done, if you know what the rapper is saying, just go back, listen to it, try to translate it so that we can as well appreciate the quality of what he's doing. And then hopefully when he decides to rap in English, but at times when he raps in English, it will not be as powerful as rapping the dialect. I saw it one of the other rappers in Khali Cartel too. So Breeder LW just did the whole rap dialect thing, and as I can say, I can only judge the surface, and when I'm judging the surface, I'm looking at just the flow and the energy which he delivers. I cannot really judge in depth to the quality, his lyrical prowess, and his dexterity when it comes to his poetic skills. I cannot judge that much. I can just judge the flow and the energy which he delivers. So for Breeder LW, I feel like he had a good flow, energy was good, but it was just there. It was nothing to write home about. But I could be getting it wrong too, because I'm listening to him for the first time and he's rapping the dialect, so I lost interest from the start. But now there's this lady who came in, Punchline Queen. So there's this thing where they say in it's usually said in like local pidgin language or in the dialect, where they say it's a big name that kills the little dog. Where you are a little dog, or you come in with like lion. So that was my issue with this girl. Her rap was good, but when she said I'm the punchline queen, my antennas are up. I love punchlines. I was sensitive and sensing and digging up for punchlines, but it didn't meet my expectation here, punchline wise. She had a good flow, but for some reason I felt like it was so much of Nicki Minaj. Like, yeah, I love the part, the drama. You know, like at times rap is one of those musical genres where you have to be very artistic, and at times you have to even dramatize things. Whatever you're talking about, it's almost like you're acting out what you're talking about. So if you're a gangster, you're showing gun signs in the air. If you are crying, you are showing the emotions of crying. So at times you almost have to. That's why most rappers are good actors. If you look at like what's his name, from Ice-T to Will Smith to Ice Cube, all of these guys are good rappers. Most rappers are good actors, because when you're rapping and you're channeling those words, at times you have to act them out because you're actually feeling those words you're dropping out there. So she was always good, and she was acting out the role. For some reason, when she started with the whole punchline queen and I was waiting for the serious punchlines, I didn't get them that much. She dropped some punchlines, but I'd appreciate them more if I just got the punchline. When she started with punchline queen and I know me the standard punchline I was coming for, I kind of like I don't know how to feel about this. And then for some reason I felt like it was too much of Nicki Minaj, especially when, so I loved where she did the whole stop thing, where she stopped her flow, the whole cut was silent, and then she lighted up her spliff and then did some raps about smoke, somebody not catching smoke, like catching smoke of killing somebody, but she's not into that, but now she can as well light the whole spliff and blunt thing, which is still smoke, kind of catching the smoke. Then as I said, too much of Nicki Minaj. That's just a general remark I made with her thing. I felt like, especially in the end where she did the whole posture where she puts her hand in front of her mouth. If you watch a lot of Nicki Minaj, it's true that's something American girls do a lot, but Nicki Minaj is known for doing that kind of, I don't want to say something bad, or I've said something stupid and I'm catching my words, so she put that kind of hand on my mouth kind of thing, and it just reminded me a lot of Nicki Minaj. I don't know why, maybe it's just my feeling. The next person was Reckless. If he did in English, I feel like it would have been better off, because he came in with the whole he was just sounding like some mixture of Method Man and ODB. You know, ODB, Old Dirty Bastard. So for some reason I just felt like this is a guy from Wu-Tang Clan. His flow, his style, his hair and all of it just took me to Wu-Tang Clan. I don't know why, for some reason. But he was doing it in the dialect, so the same, I mean, you know what I say when someone's rapping the dialect. I can appreciate the flow. And you know, the ODB style is not so much of the flow. It's more of like the dancing thing, but the way he plays with the words. And then the energy was just there, the ODB, Method Man, Wu-Tang Clan kind of energy, yeah. But as I said, I wish it was a little bit more, if I could understand what he was saying, maybe I'd appreciate it more. But I just felt I got the Wu-Tang feel from him. I don't know about it, but maybe that's it. Then the last guy was Chiwawa. I just loved his entrance. he stopped the whole cut, walked in, and I was waiting to see what he was going to do. But now he was rapping most of the time in the dialect. Same thing, I cannot appreciate it that much because I don't understand what he's saying. But I love like a good number of these rappers rapping the dialect, and most of the time you could see reactions from the crowd, like nodding their heads. And for some reason I just go with the crowd, like he's surely saying something intelligent here. This guy's nodding his head. That's me just getting into the whole drama and the whole thing they're acting up. And then I love the ending where he said he did some lines with miss. So when a rapper usually repeats a word like misjudged, that's when he's dropping a bar and he wants, it's for emphasis. In nature we'll call it emphasis, for you to really pick up what I'm saying. So he laid emphasis on misjudge. He was still speaking in the dialect, but for some reason I caught the word misjudge and he repeated it twice, and I felt like that is a bar. So for anybody to understand what he's saying when he used the word misjudged, please translate so I can get what he was saying with misjudge. I really feel like that's a bar. I don't know why my bar instincts are telling me like that's a bar where he's doing misjudge and he repeated it twice. Something is in there. So tell me the wordplay or the thing he did with misjudge. Try to break it down for us. For those who don't, since we don't understand what he's saying, try to break it down for us in the comment section. Once again, it's your boy Ambassador. I'm out.